So I haven't done anything like this where I'm just talking about a subject. It's usually like, oh hey, look at the weird dumb things I'm doing throughout the day. So I figured I would just do a talking head and talk about let's talk about the last 2 weeks. I guess that's the best. Let's just talk about June. So I haven't updated anybody on a lot of things in the past 2 years, 3 years. There's been job changes. There's been relationship endings. There's been new jobs, new relationships. There's been a lot, and in that time, there's also a lot of heartache, a lot of just really bad times where you hit rock bottom, and then you have to start all over again. So, hitting rock bottom was last year around April, and now we're flash forward 14 months later, and I already assumed that June would be a big month for me because that's when I could get my life back going again in my eyes. So I had a really bad crash with my best friend in the car, and I had fallen asleep at the wheel. Crash was really bad. Totally fine. Totally fine, both of us. Still friends. And but I got arrested for a DUI. Even though I refused the breathalyzer, I had blood work done, and a few months later, they determined that there was no alcohol in my system, and I was never charged with a DUI. But if you refuse the breathalyzer, just so you guys know, there's something called implied consent. Implied consent, and if you refuse the breathalyzer, you lose your license for a year. So June 11th, I finally got my license back. I was super happy about that. My birthday was June 20th. Super happy about that. This whole time I've been trying to get a car this month. And every obstacle you could say there was, I was going through it to try to get a car again. And today, which is the 30th, or in 5 minutes, it'll be the 1st, July 1st. I got somebody trying to be, I thought, very scandalous and trying to backstab me when I was trying to buy a car from their dealership, and it didn't go through. So I said no. So still carless, but it's okay. Leading up to this point, I thought June was a really good time for me. I thought there's a lot of good stuff happening. There's a lot of good things. I got my license back. It was my birthday, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a car. Like I had this plan, right? And I had this 1 year goal starting from last June to this June. And I feel like a lot of people probably have goals, and a majority of people have goals, and that's a good thing. A lot of times they just don't go through. Something comes up, things change, people change, situations change, financial situations change, everything changes. It's good, but it's not good. And I guess the biggest change was the beginning of this year, when we had COVID-19 becoming a thing, and slowly you have, I would say, every social experience that we have as people just being shut down, closed, people losing jobs, people losing homes, people losing a lot of things. And even through all that, I was still trying to stay positive. I was still trying to be like, no, I have a goal. Regardless of what's going to happen, I'm going to stick to this goal. And today, I was feeling really bummed. I was feeling really down, and these aren't even on. I don't even know why I have them on. I'm just trying to look cool. I got really bummed out. I was like, man, like I was so fixated on this idea, like it was going to happen, and I was going to get this car that I really wanted, and it just fell through. So the whole point of this video that I'm making, and hopefully I do make it. Hopefully I do post it up. Hopefully it does, resonate with even one person watching it. That this has probably been the worst year ever. By far, the worst year ever. I can't remember a worse year. I'm sure there's been times where I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, I'm so over this year. Like, I can't wait for this year. We've all had that. But then I'm sure everyone's like, dude, 2020, new decade, new me, new you, whatever. And then all this happened. And I'm sure a lot of people are just over it. They're just done. They're at the end of the line, and they don't know what they're going to do, emotionally, financially, physically. I know everyone's putting weight on. No one can go to the gym. Everyone's just eating or drinking. That's all they can do. But the thing is that even with the people that I have in my life, and I mean, there's been some really crappy times this year. You have to just keep focusing on any positive thing that's in your life. If you have positivity from your friends or through your job, even if you don't really like your job right now, you should count that as a true blessing that you have a job still. Especially now, especially when there's millions of people out of work. There's so much negativity happening in the world with with the rioting, with police brutality, with COVID, with other countries fighting each other. I'm making this video because I want to look back on it. I want to look back on what's been happening. I want to look back on what's to come, because I'm a very optimistic person. I'm very optimistic. I want to be optimistic and see the bright side out of a lot of things. And this is also just a warning if you're watching. It's just, we're now going to be in the second part of this year, the second half of it. And I hate to say, but I feel like there's a lot more of the bad coming. There's more people out of work. The infection rates are going up. More things are being shut down. Rent is due again. And I feel really bad for a lot of people. I'm in a truly blessed situation. I have a really, good family that's, supporting each other and trying to help each other out. And I'm feeding off of that. And I'm trying to help them as much as I can. So, overall, the only point of the story is that I'm just sharing just a fraction of the bad that has happened to me, just a fraction of it. And I really hope I'm I'm in the actual frame, because I don't want to redo this again. I don't want to film it again. This is genuine. This is there's no script. This is just from the heart. Just, if there's any amount of good in your life, and I know there is, if you really look, there is, latch onto that. Help that grow. If your family needs help, if your friends need help, reach out to them. Ask them what you can do. Because I think this second half of this year is going to be pretty scary. I know there's a lot of people that think, oh, this is all fake, or there's people that are like, no, this is the realest thing that's ever happened. And I think at the end of the day, the effects are what's real. Who cares what happened? Whatever the cause is, the effects are what's real. And there's a lot of effects that are, everyone feels. Just stay optimistic. Stay hopeful. These things aren't gonna last. They can't last. They literally can't last. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't work. And we're all gonna get through this. We're all gonna get better. We're gonna find jobs again. We're gonna find relationships again. We're gonna find new opportunities again. I'm glad. I hope this light is better. I'm sure I was in the dark all the time. July 1st. We're officially at the second half of this year. And if I can pass on any message, it's just that we're going to get through this. We really will. Keep trying to have a good time with whatever you can have, even if it's watching a movie, listening to your favorite song, talking to your friend on FaceTime or on the phone. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt that maybe they might just have it a little harder than you, and have a little extra patience. And at the end of the day, good luck.